When you want only the best for your pet, check out AbbybellPetDesigns.com. We offer quality products such as floppy beds, crate pads, round pet beds, pillow slip covers, belly bands, and more. All products come in a variety of colors and sizes, guaranteed to satisfy your pet's particular style. Your pet deserves to be pampered, so shop at AbbybellPetDesigns.com. If you don't see the item you want listed in our shop, just drop us a line and we'll be glad to make the product of your pet's dreams. AbbybellPetDesigns.com. Good morning, everybody, on this Friday. How are you? Happy Friday. Hey, Robin. Hey, Gary. Good morning. Waiting for some more people to come in over here on Periscope. Good morning, Marianne. How are you? Hey, Noelle. I missed somebody else. Brian, I think it was. How are you? Good morning. Hot in Vegas. Hey, Alan, Darlene. 24. Hey, Marlene. Good morning. Hey, Brandon. Good morning. We'll see if anybody comes back after I talked about God yesterday. Smoke-filled day in Vegas. Probably coming from over here. I don't know. I mean, there's so much going on over here in fires. Moving day is tomorrow. Yay, Brandon. Yeah. The skies are just absolutely... Hey, Lee. Skies are filled with smoke. I mean, it is horrendous. The guy who was arrested for that, his cabin did not burn down, but everybody else's cabin around him, where the fire started, burned down. Hey, Wayne. He is in custody. He refused yesterday to come to court. Some postings that he has, apparently he believes in QAnon and is a follower of QAnon and other things. So, you know, there you have it. I don't know. Seems to, things I've heard, it doesn't sound like, you know, why did he start it? Who knows, Lori? Who knows? I guess that he'd been threatening, supposedly, you know, allegedly, he'd been making some threats to different people. Sounds like perhaps there could be mental health issues involved. I don't know. Hey, Barbara. But I really don't know. But it's ironic. His name is Forrest. And everybody else's cabin but his burned down. I would immediately, if I were the government, if he's tried and convicted of the crime, I would take that cabin and everything else he has. Hey, Peyton, how are you? And give it, you know, give some of the monies to the people whose property were totally destroyed. Particular letter of the alphabet that we did not speak of. Exactly. Thank you for the super hearts, Brandon. Brandon, we're going to miss you if you can't come into the scopes. But, I mean, I totally get it, but we're still going to miss you. My diagnosis is he's crazy, Wayne said. Well, I don't know if that is in the DSM-5, but, you know, we'll see. Hey, Dee, how are you? Gracie's down on the floor chewing, and I'm hoping that she stays there. Gonna have to sneak. I know, Brandon. Take a 15-minute break or something. Hey, Jerry. Go out to your car. Gotta go out to my car. And they'll see you talking out there to yourself. Hey, Lynn. Good to see you. All right. So, yesterday, hey, Carmen. When I started talking about God, everybody ran. I know, the new Facebook star, Lori. But I'm going to quickly read Psalm 37, parts of it about God. So, hopefully, people can stay. Yeah, oh good. Take lunch break early. It's 11. So don't run. I'm just going to talk about God for a second. Psalm 37. Do not fret because of evildoers, nor be envious of the workers of iniquity, for they shall soon be cut down like the grass and wither as the green herb. Trust in the Lord and do good. Dwell in the land and feed on his faithfulness. Delight yourself also in the Lord, and he shall give you the desires of your heart. Amen. See, I told you it was going to be painless. Oh, my God. So this is Open Option Friday, where we can talk just about anything you want to talk about. I tell you, it would be nice to go outside and be able to breathe the air. but the air quality is unhealthy. Schools in the area, the fire started in Orange County. It's now left Orange County and is over in Riverside County right now. The fire, yeah, Jerry, so many fires. Josette said, "Good morning, my lovely Sue and lovely Gracie and Bobby too." Thank you, Josette. But Abby and Hope, you're leaving them out, Josette. And they're going to get, like, why is she leaving us out? Just kidding. How far is the fire from you? Well, Riverside is the county over from San Diego. Arizona is getting that smoke also. There's so much of it. And the fire in Mendocino, which is Northern California, absolutely beautiful, beautiful place in Mendocino. If you've never been there, it's so gorgeous with the redwood trees and everything else. But they said the fires in Mendocino were the worst that we've had in California so far. And they were showing on a map the size of Los Angeles and New York put together. That's how many acres that the fires up in Mendocino have burned. So it's really tragic. Heat and downpours here in North Carolina. Prayers for California. Yeah, I know somebody was saying the other day, hope you guys get rain. It doesn't rain here. I mean, it will rain perhaps in the winter. But if it rained now, it'd be totally unusual for Southern California. So they're probably not going to get the rain. We're not going to get the rain. Now, the temperatures have been over 100 in that particular area where the fires are. Is it natural fires? No, Barbara. It was set by some people. Hey, Danielle. Just last month, we received almost 5 inches here. Woo! Purposely started fires. Yes, Lynn. How am I? I'm okay. I'm okay. They're caused by alien lasers. Can't walk outside today due to air quality. I know. It's bad, Lori. It's really bad. What about the shooter locked inside the home? I don't know about that, Carmen. I know there was a shooting in Canada today that killed 4 people. 2 of the people killed were police officers. I pray it rains all day here today in Texas. Yeah, if we had rains in California like you guys have in Texas, our homes would be swept away. I mean, we can't even take about an inch of rain in an hour because it floods the streets. We don't have the drainage for the rain. And it never rains in California. California, basically like Southern California and San Diego, it's really a desert. Did you see that a Wake Forest assistant basketball coach was locked up for killing men? Yes. Supposedly what happened with that, Brandon, is that the man was a visitor, he's dead now, from I don't know where, but he was visiting from out of town for a wedding for his stepsister. He was supposedly intoxicated, and he was banging on cars outside of his brother's house, I guess. And so, allegedly, when he banged on the car of the assistant coach, he hit him in the head, and the guy fell down on the pavement, and he died like 2 days later. Abby and Hope and Sue, please stay safe. You busy, and the children praying for you guys. Thank you, Josette. So, yeah, and I don't know what's going to happen with him. There may be additional charges. We had 18 inches of rain in less than 1 day last year. It flooded yards and streets, Jerry said. Wow. That's pretty amazing. It just doesn't rain here. I mean, in the wintertime, we may get like an inch and a half or whatever. But I know in certain areas, like where the creek beds are, things like that, if it rains an inch, it just floods. I mean, it just absolutely floods. The streets were never designed here to hold rain. Again, it never really does rain, but when it does, prayed it never came in the house. Yeah, that's good, Jerry. That would have been a big flood. But California, I mean, it's getting more and more problems. I'd hate not getting rain, washes everything clean. I know, Lori. True. Just designed to reflect the sun. That's right. And have the streets painted white so it would continue to reflect the sun away from the streets. And crazy stuff like that. California, I tell you, California is getting crazier every single day. I mean, it really is. We talked about some stuff yesterday, but I mean, it's getting crazy, crazier, and the things that are happening are just speeding up. Amen. Pray for rain. Yep. Brian, we're just not going to get rain. I mean, not here. If God wants it, we will, but we're not going to get it typically. Painting the streets. I know, Carmen. It's crazy. The amount of money that's used. And we talk about it too, how, basically the homeless people here, they can go and they can set up a encampment anywhere they want. Maxine Waters Needle Exchange Company. And they can live on the streets. They get all these benefits. But if you try to do that, if you try to live somewhere, if you try to do anything incorrect, you're in trouble. Something might be brewing for a hurricane peak season heading this way. I heard that, Marlene, that you might get that with all your homeless. Yep. I was out walking this morning and I saw bushes, and I'm pretty sure there were some homeless people down in those bushes, but I didn't dare go see. This guy who set the holy fire, what's his story? Jerry, basically, it sounds a little bit maybe like mental health issues that he's dealing with. I don't know. Apparently, he's kind of threatened some people before he did this fire, allegedly. And also, he seems to follow Q and some other strange things online. I don't know. And his name is Forrest, and he's allegedly set the forest on fire. And yesterday he wouldn't come to his hearing, so they postponed it until today. So I don't know. I was reading something where the other day they I forget what trial this was, but it was like a robbery or something that way. Yeah, Smokey disapproves. Where this guy was a defendant, had his mouth taped. Good morning, Helen. How are you? He had his mouth taped because he wouldn't shut up, and the judge kept telling him to be quiet. And people were so upset that this guy who had committed a felony, I believe he was going through the sentencing part of it, that the judge had dared put tape over his mouth. What about the victims? I mean, does anybody care about the victims? I mean, it was just bizarre. And, I mean, it's kind of where we are in society. Doing okay? How are you doing? Hope everyone is doing well. I'm doing okay, Helen. Today was like kind of Friday. I don't know. Today is like, I'm doing okay. There's just, I mean, so much going on. It's real like a heavy burden type thing that I feel today with the fires and everything else. Just like folks we're mad about the animals comment about MS-13. I know, Brandon. It's like the victim no longer matters. Those people, whatever. Hey, Jules, how are you? And it's too bad. I mean, it's shocking to see that. How about the 11-year-old girl getting tased by police? I didn't see that, Lori. I mean, I know that's happened in the past. I don't know what she did or what she was doing. Was she trying to bite them, kick them, something like that? I mean, I don't know. A lot of times, I mean, how big was she? I need to know more facts, I guess. Yeah, 11-year-olds, can carry weapons. They just showed fire suspect on TV. He was berating firefighters. Yep. Yeah, Jerry, something wrong with him. There are a lot of troubled kids out there. Yep. In-store shoplifting 411. Wow. That's kind of unusual. What state was that in, Lori? Do you agree with the Space Force? John, I haven't really delved into it to see what the Space Force is all about. I do know that, our space program was a good space program. Not sure why we stopped it a long time ago. And it might be a good thing to check and see how good it would be now if we started it back up. Hey, Ellie, and hey, Cully, I've always been concerned about terrorists setting fires here in the States. Brandon, I mean, almost anybody can set these fires, right? I don't understand the Space Force deal, Marianne said. Yeah, I mean, I haven't really looked into a lot of it. I've forgotten which state now. I'll look it up. Okay, Lori. When I was on jury, I wish the judge had taped his mouth of sentencing. It was horrible. Yeah. And some people were saying, well, why didn't the judge just take the guy out of the room? But the thing of it is, he could say, well, I didn't know what was happening. They removed me from the room. Better to keep him there and tell him to keep his mouth shut. Most people would keep their mouth shut. Some people, not so much. Really haven't researched Space Force objectives. I haven't either, Jerry, because it doesn't seem like we're necessarily doing it. I heard that the Pentagon or something was against it, but I don't know. I don't believe mainstream media anymore. I've gone and I've seen some things that I go back and I check other sources, and they've misquoted sources or whatever. The thing about Jim Jordan, one of his accusers came out yesterday and said, I never said that about Jim Jordan. I never said, hey Daniel, I never said that that Jim Jordan knew about the sexual abuse that was going on at the Ohio State University and turned a blind eye on it. So, I mean, again, I saw that like in one place on I believe it was the Daily Caller. I wrote an article about it at SusanKnowles.com, but basically nobody else was covering it. So you had NBC News and Wall Street Journal coming out and saying that, oh, here, here's all these people saying these things. And this guy, I think his name is Michael Coleman, as I remember, he's saying, I never said that. I never said that. And then this other guy, one of the other former wrestlers, supposedly said, well, Hellickson, who was another retired wrestling coach, contacted him and said, hey, if you think they got it wrong, go ahead and sort of basically retract your story and correct the story. So this guy, the former wrestler, supposedly said, I think the coach was under pressure from Jim Jordan to contact us and make us say that. And I said in my article, that's an opinion. That's not facts. That's not evidence of that. It's just an opinion that guy thinks that way. But everybody, NBC, Wall Street Journal were so fast to go out and report that, but nobody's going out and doing a story on the guy recanting his story, the former wrestler recanting his story. I've seen it one place, and now DML had it this morning, and I wrote about it, and I haven't seen it anyplace else. And why is that? Well, that's because Jim Jordan is up for re-election, and he's also wanting to run for Speaker of the House. Cincinnati, Ohio local grocery stores seen putting food in the backpack charges now dropped. Did Alex Jones really get banned from all airlines? Well, not him personally, probably his show, Carmen. Explain Trump comments about California don't have any water and it's the Democrats' fault. Okay, I'll explain that for you. It is the Democrats' fault we don't have any water in California. They don't take any of the rainwater and hold any of that rainwater. They barely do. I think they're starting maybe to look at desalinization of the ocean. We don't have any water. Water is absolutely wasted. Water is more used by agriculture here, which I'm fine with. They need it. But what they do then is they turn to the people and they say, oh, you need to conserve. And so what happens when we conserve? Well, you did such a great job. You're not buying any water. Your bills are down low. So guess what? We're going to have to increase your rates on water. We're going to run out of water in California, and nobody's doing anything about it. And, if we had more water here, we can't even, for a lot of us, for a long time, we couldn't even wash our cars in the driveway. You weren't allowed to wash your cars. You weren't allowed to have any water. You weren't allowed to run water at certain times of the day. It's ridiculous to have to live like that. Democrats take. They do. Desalinization from the ocean. Yes, Brandon. It's going to have to happen sooner or later. I mean, when you run out of water in California, you're going to have to get the water from someplace. Hey, Teresa, it is crazy, Helen. That was the Jack joke about airline to show how we believe anything he says. Yeah, I mean, again, I thought it had to do with his show. I could see that. Desalinization is very expensive to start up. It is, Patrick, but you know what? Israel, from my understanding, Israel has said, look, California, we'll help you. We'll show you how to do it. We'll come and help you set it up. Well, do you think we're going to have Israel come and do something in California? No. Why? Because maybe they just don't like Israel, Was the fire starter an illegal? I don't think so, Lan. I haven't heard that he was. But, if Israel asks and says they'll help you to do anything, you should take Israel up on that. Yeah, California's pro-Palestine. Right before he broke story about the letter. Yeah, exactly, Barbara. Tampa has desalinization plant too. Right? Yeah, we absolutely, we've got to do something. It's like I said, when they were telling us here to conserve water, you could go to Central California where all the crops are grown in Salinas, and they were wasting water during the middle of the day. The hottest part of the day is when they were when they were, you know, using the water to, I hear Gracie come. Gracie, come here. They were using the water to water the plants, and then it was dripping off the side onto the road and everything else. And they were doing it at the hottest part of the day, around like 12 o'clock. It's ridiculous. A school child would know not to do that. Agriculture and soda companies use a lot of water. Yes. And cutting back, like I said, on the people in California, making them conserve, literally, it's a drop in the bucket. Farmers are allowed to water. Oh, yeah, Lori. Hello, no time to see. I know, Texas. Kilo, where you been? Recycle water. We use recycled water here. Gracie is fast. I know, she's very fast. It's that whippet blood in her, you know, kin to the greyhound. She could go so fast. I think I've blocked more porn bots than I have friends and followers. I know. Every day I get several the porn bots that follow the show. Californians need to learn how to live in the desert. Patrick, they don't know how. Why don't they allow you to use rain barrels? Well, it doesn't really rain here, Lori, and they don't stop us from using rain barrels, but it doesn't rain. If you have a rain barrel, you may get, you know, one rain barrel, small, like a trash can, you know, so high, like a 30-gallon trash can, or maybe 50, probably less than that. That might get filled up, but once a year, but that's about it. Like the song says, it never rains in Southern California. Yep, it doesn't. You guys remember the video with the mayor dancing in defense of sanctuary? Well, one of the illegals from there escaped and raped a precious little girl. It was hardly covered. Yeah, I saw that, Josette. Yeah, he was so happy, and now the girl gets raped. Happens so much, and they don't want to talk about it and tell you who it is. Any subject that you guys want to talk about, because, you know, doesn't California take most of their water from Colorado? We used to, Brandon. I don't know where. I think we're probably still getting it from there. Why aren't the Dems talking about the jihadi training camp? Helen, what jihadi training camp? Are you anti-Muslim, Helen? Is that why you brought it up? Why are you making up lies like that, Helen? That's why they're not talking about it. Because they're going to pretend that it doesn't exist. I want tickets to see Lionel Richie. Yay! That's good, Marianne. Where's he going to be? And Linda Sarsour's buddy. Oh. Where do you like travel or vacation? Where do you like to travel? I like different parts of California. I mean, I really do. California is absolutely beautiful if you go to the right places. Planet Hollywood and Vegas. Oh, cool. There was a Democrat voter registration camp. Exactly, Cully. I'm not anti-Muslim. I'm anti-Islam. There you go. No, you're anti-extremist Muslims, right? Linda Cockroach. Yeah. Oh. Linda Sarsour. Oh. I think it should be Sarsour, like the way it's spelled. That's more like who she is. Since you asked, been watching The Fullness of the Gentiles, Bill Clout, praise the Lord. Cool. I've been reading the book by Amir Sarfati. Got into it a little bit more yesterday. Loving the book. Really loving it. That's how I pronounce it. Helen said, I know. It's the way it should be. The father, Hijad, was in 93 World Trade Center incident and allegedly was sold guns by the FBI. Wow, Jerry. Sarsour. There you go, Marlene. Nope, I am a Muslim. Parts of California are beautiful if you can find a place with no people. Well, that's the hard part, Alan. But what you need to do if you really want to enjoy California is go above San Francisco. Hey, Kim. Go above in that area. Put a desalinization of the coast of California. Works in Saudi Arabia. Just got back from work on one. Exactly, Texas Kilo. I'm all for it. Got to convince the little climate changer people here about it. Laura Loomer offered $10K to debate Sarsour. Yeah, and I saw, what was it, Ben Shapiro offered to debate Ocasio-Cortez for $10,000, and of course she doesn't want to do it. But why wouldn't she do it? Number one, she doesn't need $10,000. Why? She gets money from her affluent parents that she doesn't want to tell you about and she doesn't want you to know about. Just heard that David Knight got taken down on Facebook. Huh. Will Trump push for an infrastructure bill or the wall before the elections? You know, he's been told not to. You want water or die, you decide. Well, Texas, Kilo, wait a minute. You're not thinking like a Democrat. Now, if you're in California and you ask that question to a California Democrat, let's say Jerry Brown, what's the answer going to be? Do you want water or die? He's going to say, look, Texas, Kilo, the environment's more important. Okay? So if people die, they die. That's part of, just the way it is. I saw where Trump said he would threaten to shut down government over the wall. Yes, in September, Brandon. He did say that. But he's been told by people not to talk about, certain things, his advisors, which means he'll probably do it different. Water with no straws. Yep. Yeah, but see, in California, if you're thinking rationally, Texas Kilo, then you're going to lose, because what they're going to say again is, look, sometimes people live, sometimes people die, but we got to keep that environment going. We got to keep the climate the same. We can't have climate change. Sorry, I pulled my head out of my butt a long time ago. Yeah, well, that's because you're Texas Kilo, not California Kilo. What about lids? Oh, what about the plastic cups? What about anything else? San Francisco needs the water to wash the human waste from the streets. I don't know, Cully. Let me ask you a question. What's climate change? Well, exactly. There is no such thing, Black. If you are in San Francisco, Cully, which would be worse? Which would be worse for the environment? Which would be worse for affecting the climate? Now, if you leave the feces there, that's already there, is that more dangerous to the environment? Or if you waste water to take the waste off the streets and maybe have it roll down into the ocean, which is worse, Cully? Okay, look, not all Muslims seem bad until they are ordered by their imam to attack. It's all made up by CNN. So, I don't know, Cully. Maybe, first day was August 27th. Okay, cool, Brandon. Maybe you should just leave. Yeah, the flies are happy, right, Marlene? They're happy. People can step over, step around, step in the feces. Hire sanctuary city illegals to be pooper scoopers, or the homeless people. But I'm saying it could be more detrimental to the environment to try to wash that waste off the streets. Now that it's there, maybe we should just leave it there. Don't you think? And I'm sure they've had this conversation. Get caught with plastic straws, bags full of plastic cups and straws, get caught with a violent crime. Well, yeah, Lynn. Of course, recycle it for compost. I don't know, Jerry. The recycling part may not be good for the environment. Yes, leave the poop there. 80% in an underground research tech radical teaching. Yeah. Hey, Debbie. Good morning. Hep C Petri dish. Yep. Needles have to go elsewhere. No, Jerry, the needles could just stay right there on the street, too. I mean, there might be some people who get infected. There might be kids who pick it up. But after all, maybe they should just take one for the environment, right? It's the climate we're worried about. Last night, some of the NFL players raised their fists. Yep. In protest. That's right. That's why I'm not watching the NFL. That's why the NFL is dead to me, because they're raising their fists, they're taking the knee, they're dead to me. I'm not going to jail. I bought stainless steel straws. Well, I don't know, Wayne. That's a little iffy. If you take that into a restaurant, those stainless steel straws that you have, I think that could be considered a weapon, Wayne. So I'm just saying. Home way to vaccinate, leave needles out. That's right. Wash the crap down to the street, fertilizer for nature's trees, or fish food. Yeah, but see, you wouldn't want that crap, Texas Kilo, to go into the ocean. Because, we wouldn't want to maybe hurt the fish. Because let's say there's some human, hey, Junior, there's some human disease on that feces. Do we really want to hurt the environment by hurting our fish? Wouldn't it be better to hurt the people than the fish? And I hope everybody who's tuning in knows that I'm being sarcastic. For those who don't know, let me just point out the obvious. I'm just giving you what the progressive Democrats and how they think in California, and probably what conversations have been like. We still have plastic in Texas. Well, shame on you, Barbara. Shame on you. You're hurting the environment. Don't you care about the environment? Do you like tilapia that are raised on human? I don't eat that. They charge for cow farts, yet human waste is on the streets. That's right, Brandon. And you know, Brandon, maybe you bring up a good idea. Maybe we could start charging for the feces on the street. Can't eat the fish from the ocean in Southern California anyway. Yep. Nope, not so much. Plastic rules. There you go. Arizona loves plastic. Plastic kills people. Plastic kills the environment. It causes the climate to change. We need to mail Susan straws. That's a nice Ravens color shirt, Susan. It's actually the LA Kings. I'm here for your attitude. Well, thank you. Who was that who said that? That's O'Brien. Great, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why you guys just don't understand, that you're hurting the environment by using plastic. We don't even use, look, we go to the store, we bring our own bags. We don't use plastic bags anymore. Recycling for benches and much more. Yeah, but if you... See, Lynn, you're not thinking rationally again, because if you're going to make benches out of the plastic, whatever machinery or whatever you're using, you're hurting the environment. Why don't you get that? Why don't you get that? Straws are like the banned Cuban cigars were. There you go. When I was a kid, straws were made of wax paper. Yeah. Styrofoam cups. Oh, those are out. Are we willing to risk jail for sending Susan contraband? I know. See, if I'm in jail because I've used a straw, maybe you guys could send me some straws, put it in a book or something so that people won't see it. Send it to me. Let's ban liberal plastic attitudes. Hey, Sabu. Yeah, exactly. That would be great. Oh, must have been the left side of my brain. There you go. I don't know, Lynn, if you were using the left side of your brain for the left coast. I don't know. Hashtag send Susan straws. There you go, Jules. Should plastic users be a felony? Well, Black, it was a misdemeanor. They did take those charges off, I guess because they didn't want to be laughed out of the continent. Susan, you're about to go to Facebook jail. I'm not on Facebook today, Teresa. And there's a reason for that. I'm just on Periscope and YouTube because they keep kicking me off. Let me tell you a crazy fact. In Maryland, we pay taxes on rainfall. Yeah, that's crazy, Drew. And in Colorado, I heard, as I said the other day, they don't allow you to collect rainwater. It's against the law to collect rainwater. I don't know when we in America decided to give up our rights and let these people do whatever they wanted to do. So do you use straws at home? I don't think they should. I do use straws at times, Josette. I do. But don't tell anyone. Please don't tell anybody that I use straws at home. Okay? I'm sorry. But just came on. Oh, hey, Alexis. Come to Kentucky. We have plenty of water and can still use straws. Wow. I don't know. Kentucky sounds like a place that isn't climate conscious to me. Use paper straws, closet user. I know. My yard, my rain, come and take it. We disguise straws, hot glue on the canvas as anti-Trump artwork. Susan will receive a package. Thank you, Jerry. My mom has to have a straw. No, she doesn't, Marlene. She doesn't. She can just go without. That's what she would have to do in California. I like straws in restaurants so my lips don't touch the glass. We make crafts out of straws. I buy them 100 at a time. Oh, Jules, please don't let me have to call the police on you. You use straws, the PC police taking you to jail. I know. So if later on today they come and get me, it's because I've said online that I'm using straws. Seriously, plastic is bad. Paper, why not paper? Well, paper, you kill trees, Alexis. So we're not going to kill trees. We're not going to use plastic. Let's see. I think what we should do is use air straws. Now that's just my I know. That's just my suggestion. We use air straws. What do you think? You can just pretend that you have a straw and use the air. So we use bamboo. That's a plant. Barbara, don't be killing the plants. Trees are renewable. Oh my gosh. Shame on you for thinking that way, Alexis. That's what got us into trouble in the first place. We have a governor with common sense, thank God, Robin said. Air straws. It's perfect. It's a great solution. Pretend straws and save on calories. That's right. So I don't understand. Just, just air straw. Everybody can do it. There's no reason that you need a straw. This Periscope will put you in hater jail if you talk about straws. Cars are full of plastic hoses that should ban cars. Well, see, Daniel, in California, it probably would. We can use Hillary straws, delete them, and acid wash them when we are done. Wait, that's right, Junior. What does a skunk do when it gets angry? It sprays. Carmen, drink rainwater. Yeah, I don't know, Alexis. If you're drinking rainwater, then you're taking away from the environment. Other people may need that rainwater, so who are you to think that you should drink the rainwater? Yeah, what rain? Exactly. We don't get any here, so we don't have to worry about it. If you guys could retweet this, we're past the halfway mark, that would be great. For those people who are maybe anti-straw and would like to get in on it, just use a Twizzler. Maybe Noel. I use a syringe with a tube as a straw, no problem. There you go, Cully. And look, if you run out of straws, go to San Francisco or any other place, downtown. There's probably needles on the street. I don't know, there's no law yet against using a used needle to drink out of a straw, right? I mean, you just use the cartridge. You don't need to use the needle itself. Twizzlers would be at band next. I do think there's too much plastic, though. At least paper breaks down, Lori said. Yeah, Lori, I don't disagree with you, but I don't think we need to make it against the law to do something. Won't let me retreat. That's a first. Yeah, I'm not surprised, Helen. A lot of people have to go out and come back in and do it. Or at the end, because Twitter doesn't, it shadow bans me. So when is California going to break off into the ocean? I don't know, Teresa. It could be any day. Just pour fluids directly to the throat. There you go. Exactly. Or when it does rain, go outside, open your mouth, look up at the sky, and drink. That's all you need to do. Facing jail time for using straws, and there are people who commit crimes and get away with it. Where's the justice? Justice? Who said there has to be justice, Josette? Are plastic cutlery banned too? Not yet, Jerry. Not yet, but I'm assuming that will come soon. Just stop drinking liquids. There you go. No reason, Marianne, that you can't, right? I think we should get rid of everything plastic. They're in the refrigerator. If you people who are using a refrigerator, shame on you. But in the refrigerator, if you're going to freeze ice, right? These plastic containers, you might want to think about getting rid of them. Justice is in the eye of the beholder now. That's right. So I would say those plastic ice trays, you need to just get rid of them. And be careful how you dispose of them. Don't hurt the environment. When they find a plastic knife in a turtle's nose, yeah, plastic silver would be a lot to ban. Yeah, everything locked up. Hope I'll be able to see it on replay. Oh no, or Herbert. I hope so. These straws are needed for coke addicts' lives. There you go, Joe. I mean, they didn't think about that. You ban the straw. What are people going to do? How are you going to? How are these people going to get the cocaine off the table and stuff like that? I mean, I don't know. Maybe there will be an exception for criminals who are doing such things. I don't know. But again, if you're using a refrigerator, why? Isn't it odd that the Gaza Strip and California are on the West Coast? Well, it's also odd, Daniel, not really, that there's a parallel going on between Israel and America right now. No, I saw them briefly, Carmen, but I couldn't get to them. I'm sorry, Dan and I are laughing at all of this. He's also impressed how fast you respond to comments and interact with people. I try. Oh, you roll up a paper dollar. Paper dollar? Alexis, why are you using money when there are people who need that money? Why don't you, if you're going to use money for a straw to recreate a crime or try to get around a crime by using a straw, why don't you just give your money away? I saw an invention that skims ocean water and collects the plastic, then recycles it. There you go. Yep, I mean, are they coming in my house to check my straws? Not yet, Barbara, but if you'd like, just give me your address and I'll have the police stop by. I'm sure they'll be glad. I'm just going to tell them that you are in Texas, but you're thinking about coming to California and you have threatened to break the laws here. How's that? I saw an invention that skims. Oh, that one's a bot. Who carries cash anymore? I know. But there you go. Instead of using a straw, you could use like a credit card, I guess, for those people who need to. Just now, Rubbermaid will be out of business. All those lovely containers. How sad. Just straws, Josette. Then they can find people's cocaine. Exactly. Lynn said, "Baha, you're killing me." Well, no, I think, Lynn, you're killing the environment. You're hurting the climate. Does California have recycling pickup at residences like trash pickup? Lori, are you kidding me? You could ask a question like that? Don't you already know the answer? We have 3 trash cans per person. 1 trash can is for the trash, 1 trash can is for recycle, and 1 trash can is for greenery. I mean, would you expect anything less? If you're not doing that across America, oh my gosh, how badly are you hurting the environment? Shame on you. Is it illegal to roll things in the shape of a straw? Dan's question. Dan, don't even be giving people ideas about how to break the law. I mean, that question alone is illegal. Same in Washington, Debbie said. Same here. I urge people to recycle. Lori said, we have that, but I am not too good at it. Well, Barbara, you'd learn how to get good at it in California, unless you want to go to jail. 3 different cans. That's right, Debbie. 3 different cans. He's laughing. And you better get those cans out there and get those cans back right away, or you could be fined by your HOA. I use my gun barrels as straws. Oh my gosh. But in California, we've all turned in our guns in California. We don't have guns. So, we wouldn't want to do that. How trash guys take everything, they do not care. Oh, no. In California, they care. You would be in trouble. What they would do if they found that you were not abiding by the law is they would stop picking up your trash. Soon coming to you, 31 gingers of trash. There you go. You will get kicked out if you're caught talking about California. Exactly. You don't come to my state and talk bad about us here, okay? My straw just attacked me. Well, yeah, you shouldn't have a straw in the first place, Brent. That's your fault for even having it in the house. Shame on you for having... Yeah, you people, I mean, seriously, you got straws in your house. Recycling is a hoax. Costs more energy to recycle. Wow, Marlene. I mean, I've seen shows where they take all the plastic, like plastic milk jugs and all this other stuff, and they make floating platforms on it to build houses on. We don't even have trash pickup. Everyone goes into town at the trash station. Teresa, that's crazy. They say, I would never live in a house that has to have an HOA. Well, then you wouldn't be in a house in California. Next year, straw will attack others because you don't practice straw control. Well, listen, there are going to be straws that are going to be turning in other straws. I mean, come on. And you could get immunity as a straw. There you go. I can talk about Cali and Washington, raised in Cali, now living in Washington. There are 3 stoplights in the entire county. I believe in recycling plastic and glass. Yeah, have you ever poked yourself in the mouth with a straw? It's dangerous. Well, that's what you get for flirting with breaking the law there, Robin. That's all I can say. I've got dirt on my straws, Brent. You sure have. This whole discussion is a straw man argument. Absolutely. Stiff straws are weapons too. Yeah, don't be giving straws to your kids to take to school. Susan's going to have to attend Straws Anonymous meetings. There you go. Need a straw buyback program. Exactly, Colleen. I was just thinking that. They really do. Because I think there would be less climate change crime if we got rid of the straws. Watch Penn and Teller's show on recycling. Yeah. I think, the world would be a better place without straws. I mean, what can I say? I mean, Jerry Brown, he's a saint. Of course, he knew this before everybody else did. And that's why he's passing those laws about that. I mean, I think instead of a misdemeanor, really, I mean, now I think they're backing away from the misdemeanor. But don't you think, really, when you really get rationally and thinking about it, that if you have a straw and you're handing that out in the restaurant to somebody, shouldn't that be a felony? And especially if you give one to a minor. Isn't that? Just replace my tires. Well, I hope you didn't use straw, Brent. I mean, seriously. Irony, Jerry Brown did plenty of coke in the 70s. Well, Maybe that's part of the problem, Pat, Sabu. Maybe that's what, is wrong with Jerry right now. Just saying. Thank God this is his last term, but not so good. We might get a worse governor. I don't know. I'm starting to look around to see what might be a better place, better option in California. Yes, straw flashbacks. There you go, Jerry. And that could be part of his problems. Having those straw flashbacks. Now on paperwork in Washington for gender, it says male, female, or other. Yeah. Tires make great mulch, not landfills. There you go. Barbara froze. That's because you were making all that stuff about breaking the law, Barbara, about the straws. Everyone have a wonderful weekend. Mom arrived. Okay, great. Carmen, have a good one. Are you sure they didn't ban straw hay? Daniel, if you shouldn't really give them any ideas. Riots in D.C. this weekend due to Unite the Right rally. Probably. I don't watch those. I'm not going to spend my time watching riots and protests and people out there breaking the law. I know I'm against everything today, Barbara said. And that's why you got frozen, Barbara. It's karma. More voter fraud caught in Ohio, probably is in Kansas also. I know. Cut the lead, Lynn, on that Republican in Kansas. Yeah, I would say it's starting up already. They're trying to get ready for 2018. But that's okay. We got to worry about the Russians. We can't worry about what voter fraud may be happening by our own people in the United States. For goodness sakes. The fires are because of laws passed against timber management was taken away. Now fires. Alexis, I mean, it's funny because there are some laws that, like the state wants you to do something. The federal says you can't do it. Yes, practice run on election fraud. Yep, test one. So, in California, they'll tell you to go ahead and take out some of the stuff around your property. Like, I shake my head right off my shoulders every day. Take away the trees and the brush and all that. And some of the state law is contrary to the federal law or contrary to your local law. So nobody knows what to do. Why is voter registration such a big deal? Oh, never mind. I know. Right. And why is it that we're not using an ID for that? And I hope the president really comes up with a federal-wide ID for voting. Washington State Dems took most of the elections. Well, Debbie, is that, it's like in California, that's standard. Washington family timber for generations. Nice. You guys heard Chris Kobach recused himself from the race, said he's so strong on border security. Huh. I didn't hear that, but I was asked for a driver's license when I voted Tuesday. Wow. Did you, start, throw yourself down on the floor, Lori, and start screaming? That's what you should have done. And you should have started saying, racist, racist, racist. And started telling people you were disenfranchised. Why didn't you do that? In California, if you did something like that, if they ask you for your driver's license, boy, if you want to see somebody hauled out there faster in handcuffs, more than likely, that would be the person at the poll asking you for your driver's license. Like, really? Jail, jail, jail. I know. Get out, get out. I'm surprised, we even have to show them. We don't have to show them the voter book that we get, booklet. But you do to make it easier for them. But you can just say, hey, I'm Joe Smith. I'm like, okay, go have a vote. Have a nice day. I'm trying to get this. California deserves what it gets. I need an ice hat voting this year. Kelly said, I know. I know. They send out paper ballots here. Oh, my God, the poor trees. I know. We have paper ballots here, too. I'm trying to figure out, they moved us. My polling place was the same place, as I told you, for years. Then in the big election in 2016, they divided us up and put us in houses and garages. That's where we voted. And now, after this is all over, my voting poll is something like 2 miles away in another community. And I've been talking to the registrar of voters saying, why are you doing that? Why did that happen? What's going on? They can't seem to give me an answer. I had my driver's license, voter registration card ready at the polls. They said, we don't need it. Sign your name. Yep. We have voter ID and have an ID to vote in Texas, and it has to match your address. Pwah! They are talking about setting up officers at the polls. To do what? Off topic. Love your shirt. Thank you, Sabu. This is for the old shirt for the LA Kings, the hockey. I cry every time they ask me for ID when I vote. Pure racism. I know, Robin. I know. Take pictures next time. Videotape it. Videotape them being racist toward you. Fox Business covered it this morning, and POTUS had endorsed him. Well, it must be some other reason, Josette. Something doesn't sound right. Shirt better not be made of plastic. I'm not saying. I'm just going to take the fifth on that, okay? Effie Stone, how are you? I'm not going to make an admission here. You can send your FOIA requests, and I'm just going to ignore them like the DOJ does. What are you doing for the weekend? For sure, we are taking Gracie someplace so that Gracie can run. And if everybody hasn't seen my video on Gracie, Effie, we usually do politics and news Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. Wednesday, I'm not on. And Friday, we just kind of have a joking around day mixed in with news. Church this weekend, Marianne said. I was going to say, if you haven't seen my video on Gracie running, you should see it. It's really great. Instagram, it's on my timeline on Twitter, it's on Facebook. Got to show my ID to buy beer. Exactly, Junior. Buy a beer at Red Robin, but don't need it for a voting poll. I bet you have to show your ID to buy straws in the future. If it does not match, you can vote on a provisional ballot. Yeah. Gracie runs fast. Jules, I think it's, the whippet is akin to the, to greyhounds, I believe. And so they do run fast. If weather good, cycling, church, that's about it. Cool, Lee. What do you think of the news today? Typical Friday. Typical Friday. There's a lot in the news today. I like the fact, honestly, that Turkey, their money is going. You need to bet some money on that dog. I know, Barbara. I want to get her into some classes so that she can run. Gracie videos make me smile. I know, Marianne. Me too. Makes me smile to know that this precious little dog wasn't killed. And every time I see her doing something, it breaks my heart and then gives me joy, because I think about her not being here and what would have happened to her, and then I think about her being here and how much she loves life. You saved her, Lynn said. Yeah. You like our president? Yes, Effie, I do. She's in a loving home. She absolutely is, Marianne. Gracie may like agility. Kim, we're trying to teach her some agility stuff. Conditions for citizens in Iran deteriorating. Yes, Lori, I'm sure they are. Love Gracie. She is so lovely. So glad you have her. Thank you, Lee. I am too. I really am. I mean, she's such a sweetheart. And we are teaching her. If you've seen the weaving poles, can you adopt me also? Lynn said, sure. Why not? We won't tell my husband. You like our government? Well, I don't think our government's perfect. But we're teaching her the weaving poles. And if you follow me on Instagram, you can see all the videos there that I have her doing the weaving poles and jumping through the hoop. I think she would be great on an agility course. I've just got to find, you do agility with horses and teach people how to do it. I wish you were here, Kim, because I don't know how much the classes are for doing the agility course. And again, I feel kind of guilty because I think they're there to kill us. I don't think so, Effie. The Democrats maybe, but not the Republicans. I feel guilty about spending more and more money on her because I didn't even ask. I didn't really talk to my husband about it, right? It's almost 9. Got to get ready for work. Have a blessed weekend, y'all. You too, Junior. Thank you. It's the over her tail attack. Is she over that? Jules, what she does now is that she will look at her tail every now and then and growl at it. Every now and then. Just kind of a little snarl, and that she won't go after it. She's, knock wood, she's not going after her tail anymore. And it hasn't been bleeding, she doesn't bite it or anything like that. So which has been a godsend and been great, and we're so happy. You still carry her for checkup. She hasn't had to have a checkup. Been praying for Israel. Hamas needs to be destroyed, Robin said. Yep. I know, Jules. She's so happy. You know, she's just happy. And she knows that she's not going to be hurt. Her anxiety has gone down. And she, you know, she's just kind of meshing with everything else. She loves to go outside. You pick up her leash. She absolutely starts running around in the house. She knows she's going for a walk. And we've taken her everywhere. Whereas before, I don't think her previous owner took her anywhere. I think she probably sat in the house the whole time. I don't think she ever went out. I really don't. Maybe in the backyard, that was about it. But she couldn't, before she really couldn't ride in the car. She's not, you know, she wasn't very good around people. Now she's getting a lot better. I still have to get her, when she sees a man, she's a lot more nervous, and she starts usually barking at the guy and maybe will lunge every now and then. Doesn't bite, but just kind of lunges, I think, out of anxiety. Doesn't do that much with women. It's good she needs to burn that energy. Oh, she does, Marlene. Whew. I wish I had something near my house where I could just turn her out every day and she could just zoom. That would be great. But, you know, I'll take what I can get. I mean, she's advancing like every day. We do give her the hemp oil, and I'm going to continue doing that because I do think that it helps lower any anxiety that she still has. I give it to her twice a day, and it seems to really just kind of, you know, smooth things out for her. Zoom would be a good name. I know. Oh. She is fast. Parker Price on its way to the sun soon. Huh. How do you give it to her? What we do is we take a straw. Sorry. And we put a little hole in a little tiny, like that much of a hot dog. And we put the hemp oil down in there. Which brand do you use? My doctor is wanting to give hers. It's called Pet Relief. Petrealeaf. You can get it at the pet store. I know. You know, I'm sorry. We do use a straw. Hemp oil, so she gets medical marijuana. No. Straws, it's $500 fine. I know. No, we actually make a hole in the hot dog with the straw. I know. I'm telling you, they're going to come and get me, put the handcuffs on. I just hope they're not plastic handcuffs. But if they are, we'll muddle through. But yeah, she likes that. The hot dog, she takes no problem. And last night, I kind of spilled some on the paper plate that I had. And I gave it to her and she licked it off. She really likes the taste of it. Have a great weekend, everyone. Stay safe. Look out for each other. Thanks again, Susan. You are welcome, Lee. You too. Lynn likes hot dogs. Lynn, see, you'll be perfect here. Evidentiary scope. Oh boy. I know. Mention straw 3 times. Fine up to $1,500. Use a Twizzler. Then she can eat it. Plead the 5th. There you go. I mean, you know, I just was under duress this morning talking about straws. Just, you know, if you're going to help pay for my defense, you could sell some straws, perhaps. Pretty pink-colored silver bracelets. There you go. And just go ahead, you know, just raise some money. You could sell in your state, sell straws on the street. Give me the money, you know. That would be great. So, you know, you do what you have to do. I see, it's so funny. I see somebody right now who's on the black market. There you go. I see somebody who's arguing with me about Q, that they believe in Q. And so, you know, here's what I have to, my final thing on Q. I don't care if you believe in Q. That's your business. I don't follow Q. Please don't send me things about Q. And I don't want to discuss Q with you. How's that? I mean, that's my Q statement. I think it's making Republicans and conservatives look cray-cray. So, just my opinion. Don't have to agree with it, but there you go. So if you guys can you imagine someone just tuning in to watch this straw mania? No. They would be like, what? They would think I'm serious. I'm heading that way. I'll bring you some straws. Thank you. Agree, Susan. My daughter's in California this weekend, and she took her own straws. Lynn. But 1776. Adios. All right, everybody. Have a blessed weekend. Stay safe. If you're in California, who is Q? What is Q? Where's Q? And please, don't bring Q-tips when you come to my house, okay? So I will see you. Have a great one. I know she crossed straight line. Now, that's going to be a felony there, Lynn. I'm going to have to turn you in. Q-Bill. There you go. All right, guys. God bless. Take care. See you Monday. You never know. Maybe before. All right, everybody on YouTube, thanks so much for joining in the fun. Straw hats, illegal. Yeah, come on. All right, God bless you guys. We'll see you again next week. Take care.